Hey, people, listen, we in the building. We in the building. We in the building recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, okay? So Roy and I, come on now. Roy and I did what we
the Braxtons.
The Braxtons. If they come on next season, we will recap the Braxtons again together. We're doing Tia's what's her name? The next chapter, my next act. We doing that. That come on the week. That comes on the We channel. We recapping that together. And we're going to recap the Real Housewives of Potomac. Don't judge us. Don't ask us for no schedule yet. We're not there yet. We just know we recapping it, okay?
We here, okay?
Yeah, we're in the building. When we can, we going to show up. Well, we will recap every last episode.
Yes.
We doing what we can. So y'all hit the like button. We appreciate y'all being here. It's the last minute, but we got to do what we got to do. And so the Real Housewives of Potomac, we got to talk right here that they got a remix. Are we going to call it the remix? Because they got new people. Should we call it the remix?
We can give it the remix, you know. Yeah. The 2.0. We'll give it 2.0.
I like that. Well, Housewives of Potomac 2.0. Come on. Yeah, bring up the picture so we can talk about these people first. We got to let the people know who's in the building. While you looking and bringing up the picture, we will say that Candace, I love Candace. A lot of people had a problem with Candace because, you know, she's pregnant now, looking cute. Candace is out. Candace has left the building, and so did Robin. They booted Robin out. But Robin's, as it was a long time coming, nobody's going to miss her. And it looks like already Gizelle ain't even missing her. That was her bestie. Where they do that at? How your bestie not going to miss you? The first episode, you know what I would have been doing, ROYAIRE? I would have been like, yo, I miss ROYAIRE.
Yo, like, where is my girl?
Like, right, where is she? Right, like you don't even it's like Robin never even existed on the show. Okay, so we got the new people, and I will say this: thus far, the new people, they seem like something, but they might as well rename these housewives shows because none of them are housewives. They all either not married, divorced, or on their way to getting a divorce. It just don't make no sense, right? So one of the new girls, what's her daughter name? We got a Stacey, right? Stacey is in the building. Why is a Vivian coming in my mind? Am I right with that?
There is a Vivian. There is a Vivian.
Stacey, Vivian, and who else is up? Oh, guess who's back, y'all? Who got?
So they're all listed down at the bottom of. If you just want to lift up that, open up that.
Yeah. Well, okay, good. There you go. Okay, so we got Stacey. She's new. Stacey is. What is Stacey again? Is that the one that used to work on QVC?
She used to work on QVC here. Where's she at? Oh, is Stacey not have a? Oh, Stacey don't have a. She's not a champagne holder.
Well, who is that right there on the edge, right there?
On the end, that's Vivian. Vivian would be here.
That's Vivian. So Vivian looks different on camera.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. This is Stacey. I'm lying. That is Stacey. Yes.
Oh, look like Vivian don't have no champagne thing.
No, she does not. So she's not. Oh.
Okay. Well, yes, Stacey. Stacey used to be on QVC. Her and her husband getting a divorce, and obviously the husband do not want to be on camera because we did not see him. Okay. The husband was like, no, thank you. Now, she got a beautiful daughter, but her husband is not showing up on camera. So then we got the Grande Dame. We got Karen. Listen, this show would be nothing without the Grande Dame because I just love her. She is the Grande Dame, okay?
Everything.
And you know what? If we had to do a quick assessment, ROYAIRE, the Grande Dame is who stands out in this picture. Do you agree?
Holding just holding it. She's holding it up.
Yeah, that
she
dress
is Miss Potomac, okay? She's Miss Potomac.
She's Miss Potomac. That dress is everything. This show would be, a matter of fact, I would say I probably would stop watching if the Grande Dame wasn't on this show. So that's the funny part. And Mia, with her dress not the right color, Mia's back. We're going to talk about Mia when we get into the show. Yes. We got Gizelle because for whatever reason, Bravo loves Gizelle. It's just a point blank in the period. We got to get used to it, ROYAIRE. Bravo loves Gizelle, and she ain't going nowhere. I think Gizelle could commit a crime.
And has committed crimes, if we want to keep it real, because she be up here lying on the people, falsifying documents, and doing everything else allegedly, but we're going to leave that alone.
We're going to leave that alone. Giselle, is in the building. We got Wendy Osefo. And we're going to get into her fake scene where she faked quit her job, but we'll get there. Whatever. It's the foolery for me. It's the foolery, but we're going to talk about it. And then we got Ashley. For the 10th year in a row, her storyline is she's getting a divorce. This year, number 10. The kids will be in college, and if this show is still on, she will still be getting a divorce. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Then we got what's her name again? Keiarna.
Mm-hmm.
I think Keiarna got a sympathy champagne flute. Do you think that because she got beat down last season at the whatever that party was or whatever that situation was, the GNA event? So she got beat down there. I think they said, let's just give her a honorary or a champagne flute. Let's put her in there because she's almost in the bushes of the flowers.
Yes. They said she's willing to fight, so we'll bring her back with Mia, and maybe they can, hood the show up some more.
Wait, and don't it seem weird? It seemed like what's the name? Stacey is tall because I didn't even realize she was sitting down. You see her legs is crossed.
Yeah, she sure is.
Yeah, that's weird, right? It looks like
she gets model. I totally see why she was on QVC. She is a very good model, if you may. Like, she's beautiful. She's tall. They showed the little scene of her on QVC. She's really good at displaying things and showing things, and she has that TV voice, if you may. So I could see that.
Well, I need time. I need time. I ain't mad at her, but this is the lineup, y'all. This is the lineup. All right. So, and again, like I said, y'all let us know your thoughts, but I feel like Karen slayed this photo shoot down. Slayed it down. The bravo, slayed it down. And if you look at this picture, Karen is the one that stands out. So let's go ahead and get into episode number 1, ROYAIRE. Yeah, come on now. Look at you doing the close-up. You better go ahead.
They did that.
They did that. But Karen, she slayed. She ate. Yes, she did.
The Grande Dame, as she is named.
That part right there. The rest of them did okay. Mia gets an F. Gizelle is Gizelle. Wendy,
Mia was giving Tamar. Mia seemed like they etched her into the pic. They edited her into the picture.
You got that right. They sure did. And you know what? Before they did this photo shoot, they should have put Mia's dress in some dye. Get in color code, girl.
Because it ain't there.
It ain't there. So let's go ahead now, ROYAIRE. We might as well go ahead and get into episode number 1. And what was episode number 1 called again?
Episode number 1 was called
a crash
course of deflection.
A crash course in
what
deflection.
A title.
Well, now this one I didn't like. They opened it up playing with the DUI situation. Wrong road. So they did a reenactment of Karen's situation, the Grande Dame, when she in real time had an accident, a DUI, where she did get arrested.
Yes.
Not the Grande Dame had her hands behind her back with cuffs on it, ROYAIRE.
And charged, honey. Charges.
Charges. She got charged. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So they did a reenactment of Karen's, DUI. They said she was taken into custody. She got cited with a DUI. And then 1 month later, Gizelle was speaking to Ashley, and they were saying that this is Karen's second offense. But if you go back, which I don't think she's on this season, what's her name that was begging for a champagne flute?
Robin.
Not Robin, darn it. The one that always gets into it with Karen. Sharice, said that Karen is known as the drunk of Potomac. And now here we learn that Karen got her second. Oh, shoot. You done brought it up, Brady. Now she done brought up the charges. So in March 2024, the Real Housewives of Potomac, Karen Huger, was charged with a DUI and several other traffic-related offenses after a car crash in Potomac, Maryland. She was driving under the influence, driving while impaired by alcohol, negligently driving a vehicle, recklessly driving a vehicle, driving a vehicle with a suspended registration. Not her registration was suspended. Child, not the Grande Dame. Failure to control vehicle speed, driving in excess of reasonable and prudent speed, failure to notify administration of change of address within 30 days. Not you had to change your address and you didn't notify the people. Hugo was driving her 2017 Maserati when she crossed a median, hit a crosswalk sign, and then collided with a parking sign. She was stopped by the police at 11:50 p.m. and arrested at the scene. No one was injured in the crash, but Hugo's car was totaled and had to be towed away. She is lucky. Not the number 8. Not 8 charges. Child. 8 charges. Now Katrina said Karen was driving dirty. No
rolling.
Didn't notify the people that her address changed. Now she a Rolling Stone moving from place to place. I love the Grande Dame, but we gotta tell the truth and shame the devil. She ought to be ashamed of herself, and she gonna get herself locked up by allowing Bravo to play her out and make a mockery of her and have this thing reenacted on the TV. I would have told Bravo, you cannot play with me in this DUI because it's still an open case and I don't want them coming up on the set clicking me up.
Yes.
This is serious.
And I think it's just, nobody's perfect in this world, but to be on TV, to be a reality star, to be infamous in your community and say all the things that Karen says about herself. And I love the Grande Dame, don't get me wrong, but ma'am, failure to change your address, failure to control the vehicle speed, driving with a suspended registration. These are things that you as the Grande Dame, the influencer of your community, should have together.
This is terrible. So Gizelle has to go pick up Karen so they can go to lunch because Karen can't drive nowhere. So she goes to Karen's house. Ray answers the door with Karen and Gizelle said, I'm gonna make sure Karen is all good, okay? And they go to like a brunch lunch at a restaurant. And Karen playing too much because Karen gonna have the way to come over there talking about she don't never drink when she here. Sir, she may not drink when she here, but she be drinking because the cops said so with the DUI. And matter of fact, you want to be 10 toes down for her so much, go to the court with her next court date. Try to tell the judge she don't drink.
Well, because the breathalyzers say different.
The breathalyzer said you are drunk. So, they talk about, Gizelle said, you got so many citations. She said, Karen, I know this is uncharacteristic of you. Is everything good? Are you okay? And Karen just sitting there like, I can't talk about it. And Gizelle, you are so right. It is not in my character, but soon, all will come out. And listen, let me say this too. The Grande Dame lost some weight, didn't she? She tiny.
It's giving stressed.
Oh.
Well, she did say she has been drinking a lot because, she's lost both of her parents. Her marriage with her husband is still on the rocks. And at this point, I just want the Grande Dame and Ray to just give it up. Listen, y'all been faking the funk since season 1. We know that y'all are kind of over each other. I know Ray cannot give what needs to be given. And Karen wants Blue Eyes to continue blowing that back out. So, just let it go. Live in sin and be happy.
Stephanie said it's giving Ozempic. Oh, everybody want Ozempic. Child, not her and Ray need to break up. But I will say Gizelle tells Karen at lunch that she's going to give Karen a birthday party. Karen lucky for how many seasons in a row we've been seeing Karen celebrate her birthday up on this TV. But I ain't mad at Karen. Hey, she giving her a birthday party. And she said, and she asked, Karen, who do you want me to invite? Now, Karen did say at this lunch that she wanted Keiarna to be here. Mm-hmm. And that was like, well, I don't know if there's going to be room for Keiarna. I got to see because, she just said, I got to see because it's for so many seats that could fit at that table. Now, when I saw the lunch, Keiarna they could have squeezed
clothes in. She could have clothes in.
She could have fit in there. Gizelle just didn't want her there for whatever reason. Yeah, but it was messy.
I think because of that fight last year, Gizelle was all involved in that, and Gizelle was on the flow and everything else. So it was traumatizing for Gizzy.
Yeah, no, Gizelle wasn't in there. Remember, she had left because she was dealing with her father.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
Gizelle wasn't in it. She left. She just dealing with her father. Okay. So yeah, I don't know, but then we'll move on to Mia, G, and the kids. Mia, G, and the kids. It's a scene with them. They go to get ice cream. I mean, I guess at this point, poor G got to do whatever he got to do because it seemed like Mia and her boyfriend is taking care of G. And Warrior, when you get to this stage in your life and your ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife and her boyfriend got to take care of you, it's a sad existence, right? I don't know. And wait, G lost weight. Did you notice that?
Okay.
Yeah, G lost weight. G is looking good. I think G probably definitely is stressed out.
He's looking good.
Well, he's looking good in comparison to how he was looking. G definitely lost weight. He was looking.
He's lost weight, but it just doesn't look like you said. He looks stressed. Yeah. When most people lose weight, there's a little bit of a about him. Like with Karen, she looks a little, but G's just, and maybe because of his age, maybe I don't know, but he just don't look happy. He does not seem happy.
He's going through it, right? He's in a very peculiar situation. His ex-wife is playing him out. So me and Gordon live in the same building, and which probably she was like, you gotta live here if you want me. And what's the radio personality name? What's his name?
Ink.
Like, she was like, if you want me and Ink to take care of you, she was like, you gotta live in this building and this, that. And I think they use Ink as a babysitter for when they want to go somewhere. I think she's using Gordon, but I mean, what are you gonna do? So but see, Gordon, it might be payback for what you did to your ex-wife, but life is such is life, right? So Gordon is looking slimmer. Gordon said that Mia did not give it her all, their relationship. Mm-hmm. Listen, at the end of the day, when they say for better or for worse, the reason why that is part of the vows is because you need to hang there through the roller coaster ride. And I'm not talking about if you are in an abusive relationship, right, but your relationship is going to have its highs, its lows, its valleys, its pitfalls. But if you really care about each other, you're going to hang in there through it all. So, he talked about that. And he said, listen, I know I did you wrong. I know I did you bad. But he said, I feel like you still didn't give your all, because he's telling her at the same time you was trying to deal with us, you was already dealing with Ink, right? And then she goes that, he said he doesn't like the way Ink is kind of replacing him. I think that Mia needs to find a nice balance with that, right? So she said, oh, you mad because Ink took, their son to get a haircut. And he was just like, and now she talked about this was the disrespect. She said Ink wants a paternity test. And he said he's not here for that. That part right here. He said he's not here for that. If the best Mia got is the only way she could have a storyline for this season, and her storyline is going to be the paternity of her son, for that, I think Mia is trash. What are your thoughts?
Let's deal with Mia for a second. We met Mia married to G, but you was messing with a married man.
Oh my gosh.
And you get later on down the road, you get, trying to get pregnant. Now, supposedly they had in vitro pregnancy, I want to say is what they talked about. But now we're saying that it's a possibility that this individual could be the baby daddy. So now here we are mixed up in another lie of a story. And then not only did you, mess with a married man, marry this man, but then you got with another man while you're still married to this man. You have 2 children. You're intertwining this new man with your 2 children, who may or may not be the father of your eldest child. It's just a hot mess. And this is what you brought to TV. And then you can't seem to understand why Gordon is so upset. What do you mean, ma'am? You are still married to Gordon while you still messing with the side man that you started off messing with before you and Gordon even decided to go your separate ways. And then you don't even know who the child of your father, who the father of your child is. But you got the nerve to get up on national TV and talk about you're a good mother, and you feel like what you're doing is right. The proper thing to do, which is what G was saying, is to end a relationship. Go ahead and file for divorce. Let's move on so that you can live your life and I can live my life. But this doubling back and living, in the same building, and we folding each other's clothes and taking care of one another, obviously Gordon is not okay with it. So I just don't think that she should continue to put him in that predicament. And then, intertwining the kids with this man, that's just a whole nother story. I think it's very inappropriate to bring another man into a relationship with your children, especially when you haven't cleared up the marriage that you got going on at home. What are you teaching these children?
Messy boots. And you know what Flip reminded us? She used her mom one season when she first came on. She used her mom, and now it's her kid turn. She is trash. I don't like it. And she talking about, oh, Jeremiah is going to have questions. When he sees don't you think he's going to want to know who his father is, because he's hearing all this. He's hearing all this because of you.
One thing we all know, or should know by now, kids are far from dumb and stupid, okay? They see it all and they hear it all. And like Gordon said, he said it himself that their son and daughter came and said that mommy and Ink are sleeping in the bed together. What are we doing?
Messy. So sad. So we'll go ahead and move on to Ashley. So Ashley is ready to fully proceed with her divorce. So she says, but she played this all last year. Come on. So she speaks with the lawyer. She wants to date now, and she wants the kids to be with her as much as possible. I will say this, that at the end of the day, ROYAIRE, what do I want to say? Like, I think when you have kids with somebody, the kids have a right to equally be with the mom and the dad. And I do think for school purposes, they should always have a stable, situation, a stable home. But other than that, I think the kids should have an opportunity to be with mom and dad as equally as possible. So her talking about she wants the kids with her. I mean, if that's what her ex want, fine. But if he wants to also be involved with the kids, I think he should have an opportunity to be involved with the kids. I don't know what your thoughts are on Ashley and that whole she's ready to divorce and date scene.
I feel like it was very fake and foolery. Ashley has been dating people. Even last season, she went on a couple of dates. I really don't think that she is prepared to let go of her ex-husband, more so from a financial standpoint. Ashley even said, I want to say in the next episode, that she's cutting her own grass. That ain't something that, Ashley wants to be doing, I'm pretty sure. But I also think that Michael has a hold on her. Michael seems like the type of person that once he kind of gets into you, you just can't let it go. And I don't know what that's about or exactly how that operates, but it just seems like that every time we think Ashley is ready to let go, she's constantly in this tug of war. Do I stay? Do I go? I'm concerned about my children. And I completely understand that, because at the end of the day, I really do believe that everybody wants their family to work out, that 2-parent home with all of the children. I think that is everyone's dream. But Ashley, in my opinion, is for the streets, and he needs to release her and let her go back into the streets and do what she want to do. So we'll see how this, moves forward. I really do hope that this custody issue can be resolved in a peaceful manner. As you said, Diva, I also believe in shared custody, but I do believe that the children should have a permanent home that they are in, and that they feel stable in. So whether that means mom and dad alternating times in that same house, or one of the parents, having to sacrifice their sanity, if you may, to be around the other parent to keep the children in the same house at once. So hopefully they can get that rectified. The attorney did say that would be a big issue. So we'll see how that spins, going for the rest of the season. But hopefully they can get that worked out in a peaceful manner.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Ashley's looking really good too, though, as well, though. I think she, she's doing her thing. She looks good. Okay.
Listen, so we see Wendy and Eddie, right?
Yes.
Wendy is Wendy. So Wendy claims she resigning from her professor position. She's not feeling fulfilled by it anymore. And she didn't get to tell her mom yet. And so she's at the computer. She a professor. Catch this, right? She at the computer. She's a professor. And she types this 3-sentence resignation to the job and hit send. Was we supposed to believe that? Because I didn't, ROYAIRE.
Well, for me, I thought it was giving, she kind of already had it pre-typed and she was just kind of going through making last-minute reviews and changes. That's what I thought, but okay.
It was 3 sentences. and I'm resigning next week or something. Who gives?
At the end of the month.
Come on, exactly, ROYAIRE. So in the middle of the semester, at the end of the month, you just gonna be out. So who gonna finish teaching the class, girl? Bye. And she got to think, I guess she thought everybody watching was just straight stupid. I was like, this is so phony and fake. I was taking it as they already released you from your duties and you want to pretend like you resigned. And you know what? Go for it, girl. If that's what you want to do and pretend, go for it. But I didn't fall for it, not 1 second. Nobody of her stature in that position writes 4 to 3 sentences to resign. Get out of here. Listen, people get more when they resign from Target.
Not Target. Listen.
They tell the boss, listen, I think I'm going to pursue. I'm going back to college. I want to be a whatever. I'm going to trade school. She a whole professor that worked there for however long, and she gets on 4 sentences. I cannot. Get out of here.
I feel like Wendy has put herself in a situation.
Yes, she has.
That she had no choice but to turn in her resignation.
Now, that's a fact. And that's
last season was a lot for Wendy.
It was.
Especially with the Mia lunch dinner table situation. It was a lot. And unfortunately, as much as I like Wendy, Wendy does not have very good control of her behavior.
Come on now, you better talk.
Or more so reaction to the things that happen to her. She does not have good.
No, she doesn't. Not a good example for the college kids.
Yes. And so I can see where it has become a negative influence on the university.
You better talk and use the words.
And it's become a negative, look. And so they said, well, since you have your bachelor's degree in political science and your master's of art in government and your master's in political science and you got a PhD, go ahead and sign over your resignation and leave us be and go spin off in the wind with your Potomac ladies. So that's what it was giving to me, But I will say that Eddie seemed like he was very happy to have Wendy, resigning. It was a complaint last season that Wendy was doing too much. Eddie did not, like all that Wendy was doing. So hopefully Wendy can now settle herself, and be consistent about something and stop being so scared of your mama, girl. Your mama cannot run your entire life. What you afraid to tell her for that you quitting this job? You got consistent checks coming in. So what's the big issue, Wendy? Move on, let it go.
Has Wendy been keeping it consistent with her YouTube channel?
I see stuff pop up every now and then, but I don't know whether or not it's old stuff or new stuff. But we can look.
While I read up this scene, you go see what how keeping up with the YouTube, okay? But this is my verdict. She had they had already released of her duties, and she did the little playoff scene for us on the Potomac TV. But anywho, so Vivian, she's a new girl. She owns a shop, right? So Karen was there and Stacey came to try dresses on. And then they miraculously saw Tracy didn't have her wedding band on. And it's like, girl, Tracy, what's going on? And like most of the housewives, whether it's New York, New Jersey, Dubai, Florida, Los Angeles, wherever, everybody is divorced. How you doing a whole housewife show and don't nobody have no husband? So Stacey and her husband getting divorced, but they still live together. Yeah, Wendy is so rehearsed. Yes, she is. So, they don't have no they live together. Hold on. This is the YouTube channel. Okay. When was the last time? Oh, 2 days ago. Okay,
2 days ago. She said this is season 2, so this is her second season of her show. Okay. She completed season 1 with
how many subs she got?
She has let's see, 20K. Yes. Right. She completed season 1 with 11 episodes. So she's doing her thing. Go
right. Okay. I'm gonna come off Wendy next. I'm gonna come oh shoot, you just subscribe. Come on now.
Look, hit that like button and subscribe over here as well. We're live on both of our channels, so hit that like button, subscribe, and share.
Okay, so she doing better than Nene Leakes.
Well,
yeah, go to Nene while I finish out this scene and let me know if Nene has did some videos. So Vivian has a shop. Karen and Stacey go there. Stacey's trying on dresses because she need a dress for something. Stacey been separated for years. She's getting a divorce after 16 years. And Karen says she can't drink because she's on medication. But here's the problem I have with Karen. She said, but she will be drinking soon. I rewinded and then I said, what she say? Not you gonna be drinking soon. You got 2 DUIs. 2.
With 8 charges.
Not 8 charges. Listen, if anybody play numbers, you better go play the number 8. Not 8 charges. Listen, you got 2 DUIs and you sitting up on somebody's TV talking about you will be drinking again soon. They are going to use this in the court against you, girl. Are you dumb, stupid, or both?
Both.
And is there medication to help you not drink?
So I want to say maybe she was on like pain medication or something. Well, no. Well, I don't know. Depending on when the accident happened and when they started filming, I assume that she was taking some kind of prescription drugs. So maybe that's why she didn't drink. Maybe. But I don't. Not that I know of. There's a pill that helps you stop drinking. There is one that helps you stop smoking. So maybe she, is trying to stop that if that's what goes on. But
okay. So Nene hasn't posted in 10 months.
10 months.
But she got 196K. Nene is missing an opportunity for an easy check. Bye.
Look, Nada says I'm back and not.
Bye, Nene. Bye, Nene. She playing games. So, that scene was that scene. I don't know, Roya. Any thoughts on that scene?
We were introduced to Vivian. We were introduced to what was that? Stacey. Stacey is, like you said, we're going through a divorce. I just think the new hot thing on the Housewife show is nobody be married. Just everybody be single. Come on and act a fool. Okay, that's what it's giving. Vivian and her boutique was really, really nice. I liked the energy that Karen, Vivian, and Stacey had together. Karen says she recognized when a diamond is gone. Well, Karen, I need you to recognize when your ID is not registered properly and your address needs to be changed. I need you to recognize the things that are important, because a diamond missing is not important, but your ID is definitely important. Okay, ma'am? So let's focus on the proper things. But
focus, Karen, focus. Child. She sure did. She said she recognized when a diamond mission, but you're right. Registration,
address change.
They came out her neck and they arrested her. They said she was arrested on the scene. They was like, Miss Hugo, you okay? She's like, I'm all right. They said, good, put your hands behind your back.
Let's go.
Not yes, go. Yeah. So listen. Gizelle gave Karen a Hattitude party.
I thought that was I love the name, the Hattitude. That was cute.
It was cute. And she had hats for everybody. And so Karen and Ashley talk at the party. Gizelle invited Wendy, Ashley, Jacqueline, Mia, and Jazzy. What we forgot about Jazzy. Jazzy was Mia's friend. Okay. And her man is an NFL player. Come on, Jazzy. Jazzy got the coins, okay? She got a man. We got Wendy is there, Jacqueline's there. And she claimed now Jacqueline was being messy because she claimed when she spoke to Karen, I don't know when she claimed she spoke to her, she said Karen was seeming like she was a little tipsy.
Slurred up, okay? She said the words were slurring and she did not seem in her right mind.
That was messy. That was so messy, right? And then who else was there? Karen didn't like Karen. Oh, she said Karen seemed drunk, Jacqueline. Of course, birthday girl Karen was there. Vivian was there, and Stacey was there. So I thought it was, but Keiarna was not invited. She was not at the Hattitude party. So at the Hattitude party, Karen got a little misty because Gizelle had a drink that was dedicated to Karen that was not alcoholic. Okay. They talked to Mia about how she was being disrespectful with the kids. So Mia got mad at Gizelle and Karen and ran in the bathroom and was boo-hooing. We're talking booger snot boo-hooing. And it was like
toe up from the floor up boo-hooing.
Boo-hooing because they told her she wasn't protecting her kids. And it was messy. But if we back up a little bit, Karen had represented Hollywood. She said Karen is Hollywood. Jacqueline, they gave just what was that? They gave Jacqueline some derby,
cowgirl derby or something like that.
Cowgirl derby. No. Ashley hat was cowgirl. Mia hat was the king because she's balancing between Gordon and E.
She had a pimp hat, yeah.
Yeah.
That was top to the side, like Braxton.
Yeah. Wendy had a bucket hat because
Straight from the streets.
Straight from the street, right? So she had that. I can't remember everybody else's hat, but it was like you said,
Had the queen hat.
Yeah.
And then I want to say Stacey, Vivian, and Jackie all had the same hat together.
It was like some Darby hat because Darby, like they was the new ones on the back on the block. And what's the name?
Gizelle.
Jazzy also had that hat.
Yes.
You know what, Mel? You are correct. Jacqueline is a sniper from the side. She sure is, because she did not have to sit there and say when she spoke to Karen, she sounded like she was drunk, slurring her words. I thought that was messy. So, anything else about the Hattitude party you want to talk about?
I feel like Jacqueline does a lot of things that Mia will not do or cannot do because it will make Mia look bad. I really thought that them attacking Mia was very inappropriate, especially for the space and time. We're here to celebrate Karen. And I just, in essence, even though what Mia is doing is inappropriate, you know, in our opinion, from a parenting style, I just think it was a little judgmental and inappropriate in the moment to judge her. I did think it was shady for Gizelle to have the non-alcoholic drink for Karen. But in my opinion, all the drinks should have been non-alcoholic. All of the ladies need to kind of step back and sit back. Overall, I thought it was a cute little scene, you know, something different. It was nice to see all the ladies back together. And yeah.
It was cute. It definitely was cute. Yeah. So, and now they talking about, they did, I want to say towards the end, right? They talked about that they're going to have a GNA event because now it's GNA Fusion. So they rebranded it and it's going to be like a health and wellness line dedicated to the fact that Gizelle's father, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor and like 12 days later he was gone, which is incredibly sad.
That was crazy.
Yeah. And then, you know, Ink, you know, they asked her, which this I thought was rude too. They asked Jacqueline and Mia, they played them at that Hattitude party.
All the way out.
Did Jacqueline, did Ink and Mia
shared
Ink with Jacqueline, and Jacqueline was just sitting there like, wow. And so, and Mia talked about how her and Ink are taking care of Gordon. They wash his clothes, they fold his clothes. That was a lot. I
would be saying to say anything like that. Now I got
GL, right?
Yeah, but now I got my husband and my boyfriend living the gangster life together. Literally, like she is a madam. She's a madam. She pimping everybody out.
It's just crazy. It's just totally crazy and insane. But that was episode 1 for the most part. I don't know if anything else like you want to say.
Nothing else really was big in that scene. You know, some of the ladies were talking about Karen prior to her coming in. You know, Wendy and a few others said they wasn't putting their mouth on that. They wasn't touching that. I feel like that Stacey and Vivian definitely showed their loyalty in this episode to Karen. So rolling into this next episode, I was really surprised by some of the happenings. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. All right, so we'll go ahead and roll right into episode 2, y'all. But this week coming up, we'll be in sync to do one, you know, week by week to keep up. So episode 2, that's right. Wendy got the bucket hat. Gizelle had the queen hat. Mia and Jacqueline was in the bathroom together because Mia went there and she was crying. Gizelle's what did I have here? The new ladies all got the derby hats. Right?
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And Gizelle said to me, she was saying to the people left behind at the table that, you know, when Gordon was on TMZ, after last season and, you know, all the breakup and everything about, you know, the son maybe not being his, Gizelle was like, no, when Gordon was on TMZ, she was like, he was hurt. He was hurt. And Mia's playing him out with this whole paternity thing. So, you know, that was that. That's how they kind of opened up. And then, you know, they showed Karen and Ray. He made a coffee. They showed Mia and the kids, you know, just, you know, hugging, kissing, and having a good time together. And then Gizelle and Wendy hashing things out over lunch. What did you think about Gizelle and Wendy's lunch?
Very unexpected. I literally thought hell froze over. Like, as you know, I want to say Gizelle has said once before, hell will freeze over before she sits down and has a conversation with Wendy. So hell must have frozen over. I don't feel like there was much progress in the conversation because instead of really owning what each other has done to one another, I feel like it was, well, you did this to me, well, I did this, and you did this. So it was a back and forth ping pong of nobody really taking responsibility and accountability for the way that they have treated each other. Because in my opinion, both of them have put themselves in the situation that they are as a friendship, you know, group. But hopefully going forward, they can, you know, be open and honest. As Gizelle said, you know, when I have an issue, hopefully we won't. But if we do, I will come to you directly and we will handle it right then and there. And and Wendy has stated the same. But I thought it was a nice little kiki. They did get to throw a little shade at the end of that scene, talking about some of the other ladies. And so, you know, I will say that Gizelle is keeping the show rolling. You know, even though her road dog is no longer here, she's gonna make sure that check keep coming in. Okay, baby? So I thought that was a nice little scene. It was nice to actually see them get back together, you know, and try to make something of this relationship that is, you know, now here. I also feel, in my opinion, that Gizelle needs a little backup. And Wendy is someone good to have in your corner because she will stand 9 times out of 10 toes down for you if she likes you. If she may not even agree with what the situation is, but if she likes you, she will stand 10 toes down for you. And so I really think that was really the purpose of this lunch, was to Gizelle to kind of pull someone on her side, make amends, and, you know, have that, you know, partner, if you may.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I thought it was a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that it didn't take for to me, like, threats to happen for Gizelle to come around and act right.
Yes.
I feel like I really wish this full circle moment could have happened with Candace still on the show.
I agree.
I just feel like it's so ugly, it's so sad. And I feel like that if the show ended, Gizelle wouldn't pay Wendy dust.
You know, I and now that we're talking, I really feel like this was a cleanup episode, if you may, from last season, especially dealing with the colorism issue. And so I really think that Gizelle wants to get that stain off of her, if you may. And so she had to draw some lines in the sand, you know, redraw some lines in the sand to make a better look for herself. Because it's okay to be messy and to kind of garnish on the mess, but some of the things that she was doing to the other castmates that don't look like her was just out of order and out of pocket. And so I think she's trying to kind of clean that up.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Roy. Totally agree with you on that. So Stacey, the new girl on the block, we saw a scene with her daughter. The daughter's adorable, but
she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She speaks 3 languages, right? Was it 3?
Okay. So she talked about how her ex-husband, they still live together. The daughter doesn't know about the divorce. I mean, how do these people come on the show with the foolery? Why would your daughter not know about your divorce? And why wouldn't you tell her before you did a show? This is stupid.
That is stupid.
So stupid. I'm just like,
I will say, I want to say that she was saying, where was she living? In Philadelphia, maybe? She was living somewhere else, and so the dad was there full time. And so when, like I said, I don't think children are as dumb as people play them to be, but when you're used to your parents not being home at the same time, it really ain't a difference for the child. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's not used to both of them being in the home at the same time. So I really don't understand what the secret is about it, of them, you know, separating and getting a divorce. But so many people do it, and I just don't understand why. Because at the end of the day, like you said, or somebody was saying, TV is forever. You will look back on this moment, your child will look back on this moment, and it'll be like, well, Mom, you were lying to me all of these years. Why did you lie to me knowing what was going on? But I guess if she makes it another season, we'll see how that turns out.
That part right there, we shall see, right? And then, so you know, that was that. And then Karen and Keiarna, and you know, Keiarna is moving in with her man Greg. They're building a house together. She moved in with him right now as they're building this house together. And Keiarna, that's when they talk about and discover that Keiarna was not invited to the Hattitude party, and Karen felt some type of way. And, you know, she was just like, you know, it's messy, but Keiarna was kind of okay with it. You know, she was just like, whatever. And then we talk about, I might as well add the scene where Stacey goes to, Ashley goes to Stacey's house. Those two take a walk together. And I felt like they had a really good conversation, ROYAIRE, because they kind of talked about when you have a mixed family, mixing of cultures, mixing of races, and how you raise the children, how the children identify themselves. You know, Ashley talked about how she identified herself and why, because she was mostly with her Black family. And then, Stacey was talking about how her daughter identifies as her dad's side, because that's who her daughter is mostly around. Like, she's not around, Stacey's family, which is the Black side. So it was just it was a great conversation, and I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. As I said about Gizelle's and Wendy's conversation, I feel the same way about this one. I feel like it was a kind of a cleanup situation. I feel like it was, let's have the conversation about our biracial differences. Stacey said that her husband is German, and so we know that the majority of Germans have fairer skin tone. And so, as she said, it is difficult for her to have those conversations and to see herself differently, as well as Ashley's children. Ashley's children, if you look at them, you would not think that they are Black, which is what Ashley talked about. But I love the fact that she says she's reading books, they're seeing different things. She's trying to expose them to our culture, so that they can have that balance of, even though you don't look like us, you're still a part of us. And I just thought it was a really nice conversation to have, especially with the climate that we are in politically and everything that's going on around the world, seeing each other differently. It's nice to know that those who may not look exactly like us are still having the conversations to make us feel important, and not just us, but all races feel important. So I feel like it was a great scene, and something to just throw in there to keep a positive moment about the show. So that was really nice.
I thought so too. Now, Stacey also talked about she's dating. It's the foolery of, I still live with the husband who I'm getting a divorce from. My daughter doesn't know, but I'm dating somebody, and then we're not having sex because he's a Christian. I mean, they be just doing too much. First of all, you shouldn't be having sex because you're not divorced yet, sweetie. How about that? How about you have that part? That part. And how about the Christian man should not be dating a woman who is not divorced?
Fornicating. People, just because you have sex, not having sex don't mean it's not fornication. It's still fornication, dummies.
Child, tell the Christian man that.
Listen, you know what it was giving? It was giving, what's the two hosts on TJ
Holmes. What's her name? Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
I said, not another Amy and TJ situation about to happen.
This is just
now, for those of you who didn't watch the show, this new guy that she's dating, she met on TV. He is a newscaster. Okay. So they are working together. She said they worked together for about 6 months, and they just could not deny the relationship and bliss that they had with one another. And so they go to church together, they work out together, they have conversations. Girl, you sit up here and lied to us. You're not finna sit here and tell me that you and this man is not screwing. Not y'all met, and all the, what she says, it's been a year now that they've been together, right? Almost a year, and y'all ain't doing nothing. In the words of Ashley, Stacey, are you okay?
Child, that part. It's just the mess and the nonsense for me. But it is what it is. That's what we're doing. So we're doing Housewives with another person with the straight foolery. But I do have to show you something really quick, Raya. Let me make sure I share the right screen. See, Mia doing too much. Question for the people. Should a wife who worked during her entire marriage be responsible for paying her soon-to-be ex-husband alimony because he's 30 plus years older than her and says he can't find a job? Well, Mia, he can't. The man said he was diagnosed with some type of bipolar or something. You playing him out, so he's stressed out. He don't know if his son is his or Ink's. And you want him to find a job where? You already know he can. Y'all washing and folding his clothes.
It's funny to me how Mia met this man and wanted him to take care of her, but now that the shoe is on the other foot, you don't want to take care of him.
You better talk, Roy.
You was willing to snatch him from another woman who he was taking care of so that you could be taken care of.
Having relations on the beach. Remember that?
That's what she said.
Having relations on the
words.
Okay. Her words. Okay.
But pay you his money. Pay him.
That part. That's it, and that's all. It hit
the alimony and child support.
There you go. Because y'all using him as a babysitter anyway. And I hope G is getting some type of check for being on the show and embarrassing himself all over again. So Gizelle and Karen, Gizelle, right there, where was they at? I was at Gizelle's house. And she asked her, did she like the party? It was at Gizelle's house because she asked her, did she like the party? And Gizelle was making her some cookies. She was baking cookies or whatever. When you come to Gizelle's house, you can never get no meal. She forever giving some type of dessert, a cheese
some kind of dessert and some water.
That's all. That's it. That's all you're getting out of her, right? And the non-alcoholic. And so that's when Karen told her she said, I didn't like that dig of the non-alcoholic Grande Dame drink. And Karen said, you thought that was a dig. I just thought that was just a nice thing to do. Okay. She said Wendy's bucket hat, she hated it. This is what Karen is telling Gizelle. And she also told Gizelle that Jacqueline is in timeout because she said she didn't like the way Jacqueline was talking to her and trying to play her out. Okay. And then she also told Gizelle that Keiarna was not happy that she was not. No, Gizelle, Karen actually told Gizelle that she was not happy that Keiarna didn't come. And she talking about, well, I couldn't fit her and all this other stuff, right? And that's when she told her that she was having a GNA event. There is GNA Fusion. It's about health and wellness. And, she said she wanted Karen to come. Karen said she had to check her calendar because she was about to be honored. So she don't know she was going to make it. What do you think about those scenes?
That whole scene, I really struggle with Karen and Gizelle. It's like, I want to like them together so bad, but then when they get together, they don't know how to act. It's like a shade match. Literally, yes. It's almost like watching tennis, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I do think that Gizelle did have a lot of shady moments in that party. But of course, as Karen said, it wouldn't be Gizelle if she didn't do it. That's all she knows how to throw shade. This situation with Katrina not being invited, Katrina and Gizelle have had exchanges before. According to what Katrina said, she said that she came to their last GNA event and it was not, what she thought it was going to be. So I was not surprised that Katrina didn't make it. And of course, Gizelle really didn't even try to come up with a real excuse. She just said that there wasn't enough room. We could have scooted Jackie a little bit on down, further down the table, and squozed in Katrina. I mean, what would have been the harm of that? The more the merrier.
That part.
But I would, you know what I am interested in? I am interested in trying what these desserts taste like, because Karen be hyping up these desserts from Gizelle. Now, Gizelle, you may be missing your calling, honey.
She might be, because she is 10 toes down. They have this love-hate relationship, but she is 10 toes down that girl can bake.
I mean,
they look good.
It did, and every time we go to Gizelle's house, it's always a dessert. Always.
It's always dessert.
Gizelle, maybe you need to let us know something. Maybe you can be the next Patti LaBelle Pie.
Now I'm gonna need you to slow down. Okay. Now I'm gonna need you to slow down. So listen, we wouldn't be able to do nothing if we didn't deal with Shady Karen, right? Mm-hmm. So Gizelle and Ashley's event, the girls knew about it at least weeks ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And they got the invitation and they RSVP. So then Karen, all of a sudden, she's getting honored on that same day. And she told Gizelle, I got to check my calendar, check the time. I don't remember the time or whatever. But then what Karen does, because she's shady, Karen sends a text to everybody talking about, I got the car service for y'all so y'all can get to my event, yada, yada, who. So now all the ladies are trying to figure out where are we going, how are we going to do this, because the events are not that close to each other and they around the same day. Matter of fact, they was within the same time frame. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, are we going to Karen's? Are we going to Gizelle and Ashley?
24 minutes distance from one another.
It was messy. So they called Karen, they called Ashley. And they was like, yo, we trying to make it, whatever the case may be. We not sure what time we going to get there. They said, we think we're going to get there at 8. She said, well, it's over at 9. She said, if y'all don't get here by 7, whatever time she gave them, she said, yeah, just forget it. When she went and told Gizelle said that them chicks don't get here by a certain time, they might as well not come. And Gizelle meant it. She was standing 10 toes down on what she said. She said what she said. Now, you know, Gizelle can be messy, but I'm going to give this to Gizelle. She is right. You do not RSVP for a situation and then don't show up, because somebody already ordered a piece of chicken, a French fry, a bottle of water with your name on it. And for you not to show up is messy booze. So she got the text from Karen, right? The 2 events on the same day. Karen's getting some type of award. Now, I will say this. She got a DUI outstanding. What award was Karen getting? But we're going to carry on. Now, don't make it be like what they did to Diddy. You know, they gave him the key to the city, then they had to snatch it back.
Now we taking Kara's awards back.
I'm trying to see what type of award she getting. Not Emmanuel talking about, I think we owe Sharice an apology. It appears she was right about the Grande, not the Grande scam. No hurt or heart now. Come on now. Listen. So, you know, and so Ashley's event asked ladies to support both. So they asked the ladies to support both. But like I said, they both in the same time frame of what they was going to do. So Gizelle event, it was honoring her father. Like I said, that I remember her telling the story of her father. I didn't realize it happened so fast. He was diagnosed and then 12 days later he was gone. That is sad. And she said something I totally agree with. This shit happened to no one, right? And so she had the people who kind of talk about brain tumors and stuff. She had them there. The room was beautiful. And Vivian and Jacqueline was at the Gizelle event from the door. Gizelle and Ashley, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and the ladies called and said they was going to be there at 8:30. And she's like, girl, it's over at 9. What are y'all doing? So I want to say Jesse, Mia, Stacey, they show up and Gizelle was prepared to kick them out. Keiarna and Wendy stayed with Karen.
Mm-hmm. And Viv.
And Viv. Mm-hmm. Right. And Viv. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
this was a whole mess and a half.
Yes, it
Now,
was.
if we want to go back to Gizelle's home, before Karen left and the scene ended, Gizelle said, now don't forget, my GNA, event is tomorrow. And Karen specifically says, well, I have an event tomorrow morning, but I will make it tomorrow evening to your event because they will not be at the same time. So the Grande Dame I'm going to be at both, is what the Grande Dame said, okay?
Okay.
Now, I don't know if the Grande Dame was drinking.
I don't
know if the Grande Dame was smoking. I don't know what the Grande Dame had going on. But somewhere in between then and 7 o'clock in the morning, the Grande Dame decided to text the group. Now, first of all, ma'am, you are the queen. I will give you that. But the queen must have class and etiquette as well. It is uncouth for you to text people the day of the event and make people choose or change which event they're going to go to. That's so rude. In the words of Nene, so nasty, so rude. Who does this? And it put the other ladies in an uncompromising situation. Yeah. Especially those who really wanted to support Gizelle. Now, the reason I'm not giving Gizelle so much flack is because this is a very important event, especially with the Cancer Society for Brain being there, for the brain being there. This is very something close and near dear to her heart. Karen should know of all people, you were very emotional about the loss of both of your parents. So, you should have had the sympathetic heart and the sympathetic time to show up for Gizelle if you could have showed up. And if you were not able to show up, I don't think that it was appropriate for you to put the other ladies in a compromising situation for them to have to choose. I thought it was even further more of an insult that once they got to Karen's event, that Karen got the big head and felt that she was more important than Gizelle. And really, this is not about an importance thing. You're looking for support because you have been through something very traumatic and you're being celebrated. But also Gizelle has been through something very traumatic as well that you have experience in, and she would like to be celebrated. I just really thought it was very immature and just inappropriate for the Grande Dame. And it was a compromising situation for the ladies. And so with that being said, now Mia, Jacqueline, and I forgot the other girl's name, but now all of them are going to be put in a situation, going towards the end of this episode where they got to deal with Gizelle and her craziness.
Yeah, it was messy, but the Grande Dame is messy, and Gizelle was trying and supporting you, and you just split the house on episode 2. Now we're split already.
Literally.
Episode 2, we're split already. Because this thing is going to turn out to be ugly. Because when you want to call security to kick me out, Houston is a problem.
All the way.
Yeah, all the way.
It was Wendy, Jackie, and Stacey. And they literally split it down the middle. Wendy, Jackie, and Stacey, and then Vivian, Wendy, and Katrina stayed with Karen. So she literally split the house down the middle. And I don't like that Karen did that, especially as we're trying to start off the season. You're looking for support. You want people to be here for you and support you and garnish their support for you. Well, how dare you snatch it away from someone else who is having a very important moment for not just them, but for their family and for others. I just thought it was very selfish of Karen. You're thinking about yourself, when we could be thinking about others and supporting other people. As the individual said who was there to represent the society, they felt they are really, really close to finding a cure. And I just thought it was just totally inappropriate and untactful of Karen to do something like that.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. So that pretty much, let me see, that was pretty much it, right? We went through everything. Yeah, so that was the first 2 episodes. I'm going to give you my overall take. Overall, I'm saying so far this season is worth it. I think it's better. These 2 episodes are better than the last few seasons. We don't have to deal with Robin and Juan and their fake marriage or not marriage or whatever they had going on. What's sad is, though, I will say, what I will miss about Robin, the boys are gorgeous. I think it would have been a great opportunity to see them kind of grow up if she was really giving us her true life. So Emmanuel said, Diva, they showed a sneak peek of the next episode. Stacey was very mad that she got kicked out. I'm gonna look at the sneak peek, but you know what, Emmanuel, I would have been too. That's
I would
just
too. I sacrificed. I split my time. I did the best I could. I
right.
couldn't have showed up at all, like Wendy did, and like Viv did, and like Katrina did. But they really tried to make the attempt to be there to support. And I thought it was very immature of Gizelle as well, because you're turning down money. This is something this is a fundraiser. This is for, you know, something that you feel passionate about your father that you've lost, and you could help others. So to turn away the money more so because you're upset that they chose to split their time, very immature, very, very immature.
Very, very immature. So it's we listen, time will tell. Time will tell. So we're gonna see, but we will be recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac together, y'all. Don't forget, check out Tia, My Next Act, or what is it? My
Next act. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My Next Act, because we will be recapping it. We are up to this week is going to be what episode with that? 3?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be episode 3. We're going to watch episode 3 of My Next Act, the Tia show. We're going to recap it. One day this weekend, and we'll let you know. We'll pick a day. We just want to do these 2 because we already was like 2 in for the Real Housewives of Potomac. So we'll pick a day so we can be consistent, and y'all know it will be the day that Roy and I will be recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, y'all. But listen, y'all know the routine, and we really need y'all and appreciate it. One, if you subscribe to me and not to ROYAIRE, please go over and subscribe to ROYAIRE. Support. If you subscribe to ROYAIRE and not to me, please come over here and support. When we do these recaps together, please, we're asking you to please go hit the like button on both of our channels. We would truly, truly appreciate it. So closing remarks, I'll say this. I will definitely give both episodes like an 8. Really good. It's worth it. And I'm not sure how I feel about the new additions yet, but I think the new additions are some good picks, and it seems like it's going to be worth it.
I agree. I'm interested in these new individuals. Robin was not clocked in anyway, so I'm glad that she didn't come back for another season. It seems like that Stacey is really gonna give us something on this TV. You know, she's opening up about her family. She's talking about, you know, her husband and their separation, and you know, she's giving us a little something to talk about. You know, I'm curious to see how Katrina is going to be. I really didn't too much care for her scene of her and her husband and moving into this new house. You know, we met the other girl who was mad at Wendy.
You mean Keiarna?
Yes, I'm sorry. What was the girl that was mad at Wendy last season or didn't like Wendy? You know, whatever her name is. She was moving into her new house and, you know, doing, you know, it was just kind of giving the same storyline, if you may, for me. So the jury is still out on her, but I do like Katrina. This episode, I agree with you. I'm giving it an 8. I was really, really shocked. NECA, yes, NECA. It was giving NECA storyline. You know, she was moving in her new home, building the house, and you know, that whole Gizelle. So, I was really, really surprised how strongly Gizelle came through in these 2 episodes. I did not know how she was going to act, being that her bestie Robin was no longer here anymore. So, you know, I feel like a lot of times Robin and Gizelle, they put a battery in each other's back. So it's good to know that Gizelle can ride on her own battery and still, you know, make a good show. So I'm giving it an 8 overall. Like you said, hit the like button, subscribe. We will be back. Tia comes on this Friday at 9 Eastern. Excuse me. 9 Central, 10 Eastern time. So make sure you check that, and then check out our community pages to know when we are going to go live for that recap as well. I love you, Auntie.
Love you back. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you next time. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Hit that like button and subscribe. Bye.